Hey everybody, welcome to the August 2016 update of Infusionsoft. This month's theme is Simplify and Connect. I'm going to attach one of those two words to each of the features we're releasing today, so stay tuned for that. Here's a timeline for today's update. Feel free to skip ahead if you're in a hurry. In fact, we got this feedback last time. Please take up less of my time with the cutesy love excitement filler. This slide is for you. Skip ahead, just get to the new features for this update. But some people love that we review the comments from prior releases, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. First of all, starting with the partners. The partners had lots of love for this last update. Raven says, share custom stats to others' dashboards. Oh yes. Mark referenced back to the Chewbacca picture we showed last time. Bill says, woo woo, campaign publishing. Rick, all of these items are great. Can't wait till this rolls out. Cheryl, oh my, the beta conversion tools, what a huge time saver. Michael says, email conversion, very nice. Kelsey says, save me time, you will. That was the best I could do, man. I'm not a real Yoda expert. Christian, more capitals. Thanks, man. Lindy, I dare you to come to Infusionsoft headquarters, head into building 2 where our dev team is. It's a very quiet environment, and I just want you to explode with his excitement in that room. I just want to see what happens. I think maybe you said this just to hear me say it out loud, and I am going to read the whole thing. Here we go. Love the new share widget. Woot woot, that drove me nuts. The new campaign widget. Oh yeah, excited much? OMG, I just choked on my drink. The conversion tool. Drool. Yes, yes. I just started rebuilding. You triple rock, dev team. Mwah, big excited kisses. Thank you, Lindy. That was fun. Julian says, love the shareable custom stats widget. That looks awesome. Justin says, very excited for this new update. Lots of great work in this release. Nice job, Infusionsoft team. Thank you, Justin. Let me highlight a couple comments by Jake. He says, thank you 7 times about being able to publish campaigns into someone else's app with the beta email builder. And this GIF, a picture or a comment was enough, it had to be a GIF. He was pretty excited about sharing the custom statistics widgets as well. Next, let's go over the feedback we got from the Help Center. Remember, anyone can come here to help.infusionsoft.com, click on Release Notes, and then click on the latest update, and then click this button that says Tell us how we did, and you can share your feedback. If you give us a high score, you're going to get this question. What was your favorite feature of the release? Here's what some people said. I certainly feel heard after the work you guys have done. Getting featured in the update video certainly helps too. Well, guess what? You just got featured again. The sharing of custom statistics, campaign stats, and email converter are going to be great. Shareable dashboard reports are great. Also, the possibility to convert emails is really nice. Very excited about the widget and reporting updates, and simply campaign report feature. Here's a good one, both for the detail and the fact that there's something I can teach because of this comment. So guys, this is great. I especially love the shortcut and shareable dashboard widget and the beta version of the email builder. Quick thing though. When will the beta version be available as an email template? As of now, it's only in the campaign builder and broadcast sections. I'm looking forward to hearing from you on this in August. Well, here I am talking about it. It would be great to convert all of our templates to the new, responsive, and easy to work with beta version. My friend, you need to go back and look at last month's update video because you can convert those old templates into the new emails. Now, the beta email builder templates and your other, marketing email templates, they do live in separate places in Infusionsoft, but there is a place for templates in the beta email builder. So if I'm getting started building an email in the beta email builder, I can click here on Select Legacy Template, and that'll allow me to pull in one of my old templates into the new email builder. Now, the conversion might not be perfect. You might have to tweak a couple things to get it just right. But once you've got it, go ahead and send it. And then when you go to your previously sent emails, even if you just send it to yourself to get through this process, all of your previously sent emails will have this little button here to save to my templates. So let's see, I'll go and save this one here. And now if I go up here and click on My Templates, I've got that template there to use for a future email. So select your legacy template, send that email, go to your previously sent, and save it as a template. And in the foreseeable future, this beta email builder is no longer going to be beta, so when that rolls out, we might have some changes with the way you work with templates as well, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, we've got you covered here. Okay, next let's look at some internal feedback. I wanted to highlight this comment from Ashley because she really gave credit to Raina Beauvais and Madeline McBride for filling in for me last month. Thank you so much, my friends. And she also says great features coming out this month, which is totally true. And then Clayt said, another solid monthly product update. Our partners and customers are taking note. As we move toward PartnerCon, we need to accelerate our product progress. Oh, that took me like 5 tries. Product progress, got it. And keep the goodness flowing. And he says, good progress, PD team. Now, before we unveil the features for August, let's take a look at what we've done so far this year. I just had to take a second to highlight this. I mean, this isn't even all of them. I had to categorize some of them so that they would fit on this slide. How cool is this? These are all the features we've added in 2016, and today we're adding these to the list. But before I name these, remember some people have skipped past everything that I've said so far, and they're going to be joining us in just a second here. So let's just laugh like we've just had the best time of our life and make them feel like they missed out on something great. Ready? Go ahead. Everybody laugh. Yeah, I know. Oh, man. Yeah, funny. Good times. Boy, I'm glad I didn't show up to this party late. Anyway, the new features for today are the simplified campaign builder navigation. It's really going to simplify the way that you get around the campaign builder. We've got the quotes and invoices settings tab. It's a brand new tab in the e-commerce settings. And inside that tab, we've got a special feature called the quotes invoices international tax settings, really going to eliminate some workarounds that some people have had to do in some places of the world in order to use our quotes and invoices. And finally, this is a very cool one. The contact time zone and language. It's going to be automatically detected from the browser, and it can be adjusted by the end user using the opt-out or update link at the bottom of your emails. All right, let's jump into that first one, the campaign builder navigation. Basically, when you're in the campaign builder, sometimes it's hard to know where exactly am I. I forgot what I clicked to get here. Where was I before, and what can I do from here? Let me show you how that's changed. All right, so here's my list of campaigns, and I'll click right here on this one called internal form campaign. And look at that, we've got some breadcrumbs here showing me that I went to campaigns and then navigated to internal form campaign. Now, if I go inside this sequence, those breadcrumbs shift over and I can see I'm inside the internal form campaign and currently in the internal form follow-up sequence. Now let's go into the email, and these will shift over again. Inside the internal form follow-up sequence, I am currently in the awesome email. And if I want to rewind back through those breadcrumbs, I just click to the previous spot. So let me go back to that sequence and back to the campaign. It's so much more intuitive and simple. But that's not all. We also have this fancy little actions button over here. By the way, you can ignore the stealth button. That's just something we use to get into your app to help you out when you call support and things like that. So you won't see that button. But over here we have actions, and that shows you all the things you can do from right here inside the campaign. Or if we go into the sequence, all the things you can do inside the sequence or inside an email or a web form or wherever you are, you're going to see this actions button that shows you all the things you can do from here. Maybe I shouldn't call it a button. It's an actions menu. You just hover over it, don't have to click on it, and you can choose one of those options. And by the way, I was referring to templates earlier. Check it out. Right there inside the campaign builder, you can save this to templates without sending it first. Since we're inside an email, you also have the test drop down that'll let you choose a user to test this email on. You'll also have that test drop down for web forms and things like that. So let me follow my breadcrumbs back here. Internal form follow-up, that's the sequence. And then I'll go back to the campaign. And there we go. That's how the breadcrumbs work. Much more intuitive, much more sleek. By the way, this part here is in need of update as well. Like I said, this is version 1, so we're going to get this a little more streamlined as well. So it all looks very modern and intuitive and just easier to understand. So I'm definitely going to slap the simplify stamp on this feature. This is part of our effort to make Infusionsoft just a lot more simple. Okay, next let's talk about the quotes and invoices settings tab. Like I said, this is a totally new tab in the e-commerce settings, and it's going to allow you to set up the default email content for your quotes and invoices, as well as a default from address for your quotes and invoices, and you can also have a terms and conditions block that'll show up in the bottom of your quotes and invoices. And if you've been using our new quotes and invoices and changing the email content, the from address, and adding your own terms and conditions in there every time, I know it's been a little bit time consuming, a little bit painful, and this is another simplify feature. Let me show you how it works. All right, so I'm going to go to the green logo here, go to e-commerce settings, and you can see I've got a new tab called Quotes and Invoices. I'll go over this tax identification a little bit later. That's another feature, but I want to talk about here the default content for your emails that go out for your invoices and quotes. So we can add in here a default from address, subject, body, closing, and terms and conditions for both invoices and quotes. So just for testing purposes, I've added some very meaningful content for the quotes email. It's coming from me. Subject, here's your quote. The body says test Testerton. Closing says see ya, Joe Biz, and a phone number. And these are the terms and conditions in the terms and conditions box. So once you've typed all that in, you just click save. And let me find a contact to send a quote to. I'll go ahead and send it to this Brett Fairborn guy. And remember, you can do quotes from right here on this $sign or inside the contact record. I'm going to go ahead and use this shortcut since I'm right here. I'll go ahead and add a quote, choose my product as usual, and then I'll click continue, and you'll see the information that I wrote in my defaults in the e-commerce settings. So let me go ahead and send that. And that quote is on its way, and from now on I won't have to edit the default email content, the default from address, or the terms and conditions block. It'll save the information that I put in there in the quotes and invoices settings tab. So this definitely gets a simplify stamp. It's a great new feature. Now you noticed I scrolled right past the tax settings that are now in that same tab I just showed you. Let's talk about those for a second. You can set up your business number ID as is appropriate for your country. The rest of the info will auto-populate based on the type of number ID that you choose, but it's also editable. So you can change the invoice title and the tax label. And then we've updated the UI of the quotes and invoices to accommodate these changes. Let me show you. So let's say I'm in Australia and I need ABN, an Australian business number. I click on that and it automatically populates the title with tax invoice because that's what invoices need to say in Australia. And also updates the tax label to GST. But if for some reason these are not correct or you want something else on there, you can always just edit this to whatever you want it to say in that field. So let me add a number in here on ABN. It says tax invoice and GST. Let me go ahead and send an invoice and you'll see what this looks like. So let's find Brett Fairborn again. We'll click on the $sign. Let's go down to his orders. We'll send him an invoice for this one here. All right, so I'll scroll down here and click Send Invoice. Oh, and my default invoice content talks about a quote. That was my mistake. But hey, that's the default that I typed in there. So I can just go change it in the e-commerce settings. And once I've fixed it, from then on, the correct information will show up here in the email. But let's go ahead and send this. Okay, so I've checked my email. I clicked on View My Invoice, and here's my invoice. It has the title that I indicated, Tax Invoice. And I hadn't set up any tax when I built that invoice, so it just added down here, the total price includes GST. So it's got the country appropriate labels there according to what I set up in my e-commerce settings. And at the bottom you can see it says these are my terms and conditions because that's what I typed in the terms and conditions block in the e-commerce settings. But of course you can type your full terms and conditions in there and it'll show up there on the invoice. So how cool is that? So there you go. In places in the world where this was causing an issue, there have been some serious workarounds that people have come up with to make it work. No more workarounds. This is a huge case of simplify. Okay, next let's talk about the contact time zone and language. I know there are people just drooling at the screen right now. We're really excited to announce this update. So there are two new default contact fields, language and time zone, and those are detected automatically when a form is submitted. So you are now a ninja without even trying. When they submit that form, we'll detect through their browser what language they're using and the time zone that they're in. And just FYI, currently we will capture these languages: English, Deutsch, Español, Francais, Portuguese. I only speak 2 of those languages, so if I pronounce the other 3 right, it was totally luck. And when the contact clicks the update or opt-out link at the bottom of an email, they can update this information, but this has to be an update and opt-out link, not just a straight opt-out. So let me show you how to change that. If you already know how to change that, skip ahead to this time right here. All right, let's go to marketing settings. And over here on the left, we have automation links. I'll click on that. And we have update and opt-out links here. Everyone has a default opt-out. You may or may not have some others that you've created, but let's just stick with this one because everyone has that. So let's click on edit next to that one. And we can change this to, instead of an opt-out, we can make it an opt-out and update. So if you select opt-out and update and then save, now when someone clicks unsubscribe at the bottom of your email, it's not just going to go to the unsubscribe page. Check it out. I just sent myself this email. I'll scroll down to the bottom and click unsubscribe. And it gives me an opportunity to update my information or click down here on unsubscribe from this list if I really just want to unsubscribe. But look, right here we have language and time zone. Those were not there before. So now they can indicate their preferred language and let you know the time zone that they're in. And again, both of those will be auto-detected when they fill out a form, so this will be populated automatically, but they can always click on that update link to change it if they want to. So let's say my preferred language is English and my time zone is right here in Phoenix, and I can update my information. They're good to go. You have new information for them. When you have this information, the contact record will show the local time, and actually it'll show the weather as well if you have their zip code. So let's go find that contact again. We'll click into his contact record, and look at that. There's the current time and weather here in Arizona. Yes, it's 108 degrees, which is not bad actually. We've had 118 lately. Now just a heads up, if I did not have a zip code right here in the billing address, it doesn't look at other addresses, it's got to be in the billing address. That zip code determines what weather is shown here. The time zone, of course, can be detected automatically, but when we detect the time zone, we don't necessarily show you the weather because a time zone is not a good indicator of weather. You could be hanging out on the beach in Cabo San Lucas or looking into the northern lights in the Northwestern Territories or burning alive in the heat here in Arizona, and they're all in the same time zone. When you pick up the phone to talk to somebody, you're looking at their contact record, you know what time it is, so you know whether to say good morning, good afternoon, right? Depending on where they are. Does that change the conversation when you initially pick up the phone when you have that information? Absolutely it does. So while the automatic ninja trick definitely simplifies some things that we couldn't do before, I'm going to put this under connect. This is going to help you connect with your customers in a very smooth, seamless, and familiar way. Oh, by the way, I failed to mention the zip code takes precedence. All right, so if you have an automatically detected time zone and also a zip code and they don't match, we're going to go according to the zip code that you have on file with them, because maybe they just filled out that web form while they were on vacation or something like that. If you know their zip code, we're sticking with that zip code. And yes, I keep saying zip code because this is currently just for the United States. So there you have it. Our features for this month's update of Infusionsoft are, first of all, the intuitive campaign builder navigation. That's just version 1. It's going to keep getting better, but already we have simplified that for you. The quotes and invoices settings tab that simplifies those defaults so you don't have to edit those invoices and quotes every time. And the quotes and invoices international tax settings, which totally simplifies it in those areas of the world where we've had to come up with some pretty creative workarounds. And we've got the contact time zone and language that is really going to help you connect with your customers at the right time and literally speaking the same language. So how about those features for the August 2016 update of Infusionsoft? Simplify and connect.